So I was really just looking for a different kind of spaghetti recipe to make, and I was messing around on TikTok like we do, and I came across this viral TikTok recipe about making spaghetti. And so I decided to try it out. I had to make my own roux before I made my Alfredo sauce because I didn't have enough of the heavy cream. So this is the beginning of me making my roux for my cheese sauce. I usually make it like that for Alfredo. So I found this too, this Goya seasoning. I love it because it doesn't have sugar in it, which I don't know why you need to put sugar in seasonings, but okay. So this is one of my favorites too, nutritional yeast. Had to add some of that in there to give it a little extra cheesy flavor. And so I'm still adding the Parmesan cheese. I got the shredded kind and the grated, and garlic powder, of course, black pepper. So I had to put all my seasonings in there. That's garlic, Italian, oregano. I didn't have any green peppers, but I did have a few mushrooms. So I did onions and mushrooms, sauteed those up a little bit. And I wanted to add some more seasonings, of course. I have to layer with seasonings and more seasonings. And so I used the Morningstar because mine is going to be vegetarian, of course. So the Morningstar crumble chorizo is the one I like to use. Added in my my sauces, my spaghetti sauce, and so I added that to the Morningstar. Sorry, y'all, I got distracted for a second. So this is the Alfredo sauce. This is what it came out like after I got done putting all my seasonings in it, the heavy cream, the Parmesan, and also some mozzarella cheese. Then I tossed in the spaghetti, and I had to mix that with Alfredo noodles. Fettuccine noodles, should I say. And so I seasoned up my pasta. I didn't see anybody seasoning the pasta, but I like to season my pasta so that, we keep the flavors going. So this is me just trying to toss it all in there, and I had so much pasta and kind of a little more pasta than I thought that I probably needed, but it still turned out good because after I ended up doing all the stirring, which, helped me build some muscles because there was a whole lot of pasta in there, then I added the rest of the Alfredo sauce that I had there to kind of top it off and help me to be able to stir it some more. But yeah, I also added some turmeric. My daughter is diabetic, so I do try to add turmeric to everything. She really doesn't eat much of the pasta stuff, but I'm like, if she does get a bite, I always try to put turmeric in everything because it's good for her blood sugar. And so that's why my pasta looks a little extra seasoned. So, my color, it looks a little, different than just regular pasta. So this is me just stirring up the pasta with the Alfredo sauce and trying to make sure I get it mixed in there good so that all the flavors are all together and it's not like chunks in different spaces that don't have the seasoning of the Alfredo mixed in there well. And so after getting it mixed really good, then I added over the sauce, the red sauce on there. But this was after I finished stirring in all of it, so we had to balance it out to make sure all of it was, even. And I did not end up using all of my sauce, because I ended up with a lot more sauce than what I thought I was going to have. And then I had one of my little helpers help me stir it up and spread it over the top. And so I put it all over this. This was a huge pan. Trying to make it bigger. My pan's bigger because I have a huge family, so I probably could have put a little bit more sauce on the top, but it ended up turning out really well. So we made sure that we covered it all up with the sauce good, and after we covered it and made sure that we had it all in the cracks and not a lot of open little areas on the sides, then we were able to go ahead and add the cheese. And so we use the mozzarella cheese. I like both Sorrento, and we end up using a different kind of mozzarella too, but I mean, you can't have too much cheese, but can you really have too much cheese? So we put some of that on there. That's my little helper, my little helping hand, helping me put the cheese on the top of it. And yeah, so we had to grab another bag of the mozzarella. And it's coming up in just a second of us adding more mozzarella cheese to it, just to make sure that we had it covered thoroughly and that there wasn't, any little open spaces of too much red showing on there. And making sure we got all the, the little areas. It almost turned out like a lasagna. That's what it reminds me a lot of. Although you're doing it with spaghetti noodles and fettuccine noodles, once you cut it up, the idea, it really, makes me feel really, lasagna. Makes me think lasagna. So we added to the top some oregano because, you can't really have pasta without oregano, right? And Italian seasoning. So Italian seasoning and oregano over the top. At the end, after I popped it in the oven, I was like, oops, let me go ahead and put some Parmesan on the top to give a nice little crisp crunch on the top. So at the end of it, I'm going to also add the final, what it looked like. This is what it looked like, and then somebody already got on the inside of it, so that's why there's a big hole. But it turned out so good, y'all. It was delicious, absolutely delicious, and I'm definitely gonna try this again. Today was my neighbor's birthday, so I took some over to her, but it turned out amazing. So we will be trying this again. Try it out, people. It was worth it.